We had a little accident with the dinghy as we were coming back from snorkeling. I tossed the anchor up on the transom and swell hit like right at the same moment. It was like the perfect storm.
Our poor dinghy.
We nearly got
Man. You went through some stuff, huh?
Yeah, it is jungly in there. Holy crap! There's a bunch of palm trees in there. This is a good 15-pound coconut.
It looks big.
Yeah, so this one's not too bad sized either, but that is a beauty. Coconut's as big as your head.
Wow.
I wish I could climb palm trees now. I just don't have it in me, but whew, there's a lot of coconuts. There's a good 50 coconuts back in there if a guy could climb a tree. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Are you more thirsty today, Kenzie?
No.
No. Look how full that thing is, just right to the surface. This one's got a lot stronger, greener flavor than the one yesterday. It's carbonated. You gonna taste it?
That's fizzy.
It's fizzy, yeah. Oh, that's good. So good. Oh. Yeah, it's like a slightly carbonated power drink. Just a little bit salty, but nice and sweet. Oh, it feels so good. And it's nice and cool. That big husk protects it from the sun. Allows the coconut not to spoil even when it sits for a long time, and makes it nice and cool and refreshing.
This one's more dry.
Yeah, this one's more dry. As they sit on the tree up there, they dry out and they get more fat content in them. They get more cream in them. So the meat in that one will be soft and nice for eating, but it won't have hardly any cream in it if you shave it. This one being an older, more mature coconut, this is the one that'll have the cream in it. But that one's got a lot more water for drinking. And if you let this husk dry out really good in the sun, it makes an amazing fire starter. It's just perfect. This one's got a crack in it here. It might have gone bad. You see the crack right there. Yeah,
Ew.
No good. Cracked open. It was still on the tree. It hadn't fallen to the ground or anything, but it cracked open, so that one's no good. You win some, you lose some. It's okay.
Did you drink it all?
Just about. I wanted to crack it open and kind of show some of the water inside.
Oh.
There's still quite a bit left in there. There's a lot of water in one of these. That thing was totally full.
After a successful morning of coconut hunting, we really wanted to get back in the water, and we really wanted to take a second shot at exploring the area around Pelican Cays. On the chart, we saw a half-dozen dive buoys and an extensive reef right off of Sandy Cay that looks like the perfect place to get our first look at the sea life in the Abacos.
Our poor dinghy.
We nailed it good, huh?
Man. Gashed a big hole in the side of it.
Oh, this anchorage sucks. So rolly.
Are we gonna move?
Okay.
We got the deflated dinghy safely on deck, and now we're anxious to get out of this rolly anchorage and on our way to our next stop, where we'll have a more protected and stable platform to assess the damages and perform a repair on our little Zodiac.
Just a simple little lunch today. We got some beef stick and some cheese and crackers, and it's pretty tasty, even though it's just simple. I sort of feel like food is such a big part of everyday life that it's impossible to really share our trip out here without sharing our meals too. Maybe for somebody that doesn't like food as much as me, that's sort of not really the same thing, but I like to eat. I like to have good food. We had a little accident with the dinghy as we were coming back from snorkeling. I tossed the anchor up on the transom and swell hit like right at the same moment. It was like the perfect storm. Kenzie stepped on the anchor, the swell came up and lifted the bow of the dinghy, and whoosh, it just sliced a hole right in it, just as quick as anything.
No, I didn't step on it.
You didn't?
It fell off and I tried to catch it with my foot.
Okay, you tried to catch it with your foot. Anyhow, the swell came up and lifted the dinghy onto the anchor and put a hole in it, and it went flat immediately this side of the tube. So I was trying to like get out before I tipped out and then empty the boat and pull the fuel can off, and then the engine, which is a big engine for this dinghy, was a little tricky to get off with it like half swamped and under the water, but it worked out all right. We got it salvaged, and we're gluing a patch on, and it should be all good by tomorrow evening. I'm super glad they provided excellent patch kits with this boat. 2 thumbs up to Zodiac for giving us a good patch kit, not just like bicycle tube patch sort of a deal. It's a real life patch kit with like multiple squares of fabric and some good glue, little instructions all in a nice little tube, even a wrench for the valves, at least one kind of valve. They put 2 kind of valves on this boat, which is weird, but for one of the kinds of valves we have a wrench, which is awesome. So yeah, no complaints there. But it's a lightweight boat. We needed a boat that didn't weigh a whole lot, so we got a really lightweight build with thin material, so it tears easily. That's the price you pay for having a lightweight boat that's easy to handle. It's not any fault of the design or anything, it's just that we required a lightweight boat. Yep, that's it. Now we wait. So what you got to do is you got to put the glue on in several layers, like 3 layers of glue, waiting 5 minutes between each one. The hardest part actually is that the glue dries really quick, and you want to get super thin, even coats on there, but by the time you get the glue out of the tube and you start to try and spread it, it's already half dry, so it's getting globby and goopy, and once it reaches a certain point you just can't touch it anymore, so you got to try and go as quick as possible. And I did like a mediocre job. I'm going to try and do a better job on the next 2 coats of glue, because you don't want any super thick spots, otherwise the glue hasn't dried all the way. You put the patch on, and then it gives a little bit of, you know, tension just by even rubbing the patch on itself, the stiffness of the fabric. And what you'll have is you'll have a 1 layer of fabric, and glue that's too thick and didn't dry in the middle makes kind of a gummy gooey spot, like a cream filled pastry basically. So you glue your patch on perfect, but then it pulls up a little bubble where the glue had a thick wet spot. So we're trying to avoid that. We're gonna let this first coat dry a little bit extra before we put the second coat on, and hopefully I'll do a little better job with the glue. I mean, it's not terrible, but I used to do this for a living, and so I'm really picky about it. Of course, I had tools and brushes and thinners and everything to go along with it, and it was a lot easier. It's a little harder to do it out here without even a smooth surface, but it's gonna come out just fine. All right, here goes. It's always hard to place the patch. You don't really want to like fondle the glue all day, but you gotta touch it a little bit to get it placed right. Feeling good. It seems to be sticking nice. When I touched the patch down, it really wanted to stay put. That's a good sign. The worst thing is like when you stick the patch on it, it easily like peels back off. You're like, oh, I don't think that's gonna stay. That's looking good. Might need a little touch of glue under this edge tomorrow just to keep it from peeling up. It's sort of not sticking right there, but that could have been just absence of glue on that little corner or something. It's kind of hard spot to get to. I was just really glad that it wasn't like, you know, right on a seam, right where the bumper was stuck, or along the edge of a handle or something. Oh, those are just so hard to get glued airtight. If it was right along this seam or anything, and this was like the best spot it possibly could have happened. Water in there. It's looking good. I think that'll do it. We'll let it sit till morning. I'd put a little more glue along this edge here, but there's water in there because there was a little bit of water in the edge of the rub strake, so I'll wait. Yep, all we can do is wait now. Because we really need that cheesecloth to roll it all inside of, and it's so hard to do this without getting chunks out of it. Let's give it a good twist.
What are you gonna do with the coconut whipped cream?
You know, I was thinking I might either put it in some rice or make the world's best cup of hot cocoa later tonight. I haven't decided. Whoa. I just remembered we had extra material from our mosquito netting when we made it. So I'm going to give that a try. See if I can squeeze a little more out of here than I could get by hand. That's more like it. Oh, I really had almost got all of it out of there just by hand, but this would have been a way easier way to do it from the beginning. That's probably about a cup, I'd say. What do you think? A cup or 3/4?
I don't know.
3/4 at least. I don't know, that's quite a bit though. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Beautiful, lovely coconuts. And I made some hot chocolate with about 20% coconut cream squeezed out of those coconuts. Okay, well, not those coconuts, but you know, this other coconut. Oh man, that is good. It's got like this creaminess, almost like it's different than a regular milk cream, but it's a creamy taste similar to that. But it's also got this sweet coconutty flavor to it. It's just incredible. It's a good gourmet hot chocolate anyway, but with this cream in it, it's just heaven. Wow, that's really the best hot chocolate in the world.